Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Lucid 9, and we just went to the cafe to meet Shigure, and we're going to find out who this strange cashier is. Wait a minute, isn't she... You're... Come to think of it, I've seen where she goes after class ends. I've never seen where she goes after class ends. Of all people, it would be you. Consider it your lucky day. Just give me your order. Huh, the situation's just too good to pass up. Elizabeth, a cashier? To enlighten me, why would such a wealthy, empowered young woman stoop to making lattes and washing dishes? Work experience, obviously. Every successful person comes from humble beginnings. I might believe her, but the way she's averting her eyes is suspicious. So why didn't your parents get you some cushy internship at your dream corporation? You know, some people want to earn their success instead of being spoon-fed by their parents. But being spoon-fed is so much easier. I've learned by now that comments like these will tick off Elizabeth more than actual insults. Sure enough, it works. You're insufferable! What's that? I should complain to customer service about an abusive cashier. Just order already! As I lazily glance over the pastry displays, a flicker of motion catches my eye. It's a girl who always hangs around Elizabeth. An ordinary student settled in the corner, elbow propped on her table, eyes glinting in amusement as she absent-mindedly twirls a pencil between her fingers. Her back is slouched, her smile carefree, but there's something that seems a little odd about her. Elizabeth seems to notice my switch of attention and clears her throat. Are you going to order, or are you going to waste space like always? Oh, give him a moment, Beth. I glance at the book that's lying open-faced on her table. Advanced English Syntax and Grammatical Principles, version 3. That's the same text that I have for English. She must be a third year, but in a different class. Head tilted slightly, eyebrows raised, just barely. I get the impression that she's studying me just as hard as I'm studying her. Who are you? Isn't it courteous to introduce yourself before you demand my identity? As your buddy Lizzie has probably told you, courtesy isn't my strong suit. Oh, then what is? Nothing. Oh, that's Elizabeth. Nothing. Just a bit of friendly advice, Beth, but you may want to watch your step around this one. What makes you say that? Why, he's figured you out. This elicits an unusual reaction from Elizabeth. Bitten lips, fidgeting hands, and an anxious shift of the eyes. Odd. I don't recall figuring out anything. Well, Yama, why don't you give Beth a little grace? Her eyes are twinkling at me challengingly, like she knows I don't know, but wants me to figure it out. Why would she do that? Why isn't she taking Elizabeth's side? But fine, I'll apologize. Don't tell anyone. Well, now I really have no clue what's going on, but might as well go along with it. Yeah, why shouldn't I? Oh! She seems at a loss for words. I can't help but grin. You'll pay me? You know I can't! That catches me off guard, but thankfully I'm able to hide my expression just in time. Interesting. She can't pay. That can only mean that she's not as high and mighty as she pretends to be. Maybe her spending is restricted by her parents. Maybe she's legitimately poor. This just gets better and better. So, it's that big of a deal if everyone finds out? Don't even think about it! Yep, definitely not the rich, perfect princess that everyone was led to believe she was. Say, pretty please with a cherry on top. But pretty please with a cherry on top. As begging goes, it's subpar, but I decide to let it go. I don't plan on making her life miserable. It's more of a power thing. Blackmail hanging over her head, she'll finally stop bothering me. I turn from the counter to survey the pastry case. Elizabeth's shoulders drop in relief. The girl at the table loses interest and returns to fiddling with her pencil. You never did tell me your name. Am I obliged to? As you said, it's common courtesy. Now when did I say I was courteous? She brushes her pencil into her bag and slings it over her shoulder, winking at Elizabeth. I'll see you later, Beth. And Yama, play nice. She floats out of the cafe without another word, shutting the door softly behind her. Come to think of it, how did she know my name? She probably learned it from Elizabeth. Said Elizabeth rings up my order of 3 pastries and a smoothie as I spend a few minutes pondering the strange girl. What's her name? Why do you want to know? Is it really that big of a deal? Elizabeth sighs in clear exasperation. Her name is Natsuki Tanaka. Now you can hit on her. Congratulations. I lean over the counter until my face is an inch from hers. What makes you think she's the one I want to hit on? Elizabeth glances away, instinctively disturbed by my proximity. Right as I'm about to feel a rush of triumph, I catch a slight scent. Country lavender with a hint of vanilla. It's oddly magnetic. I'm suddenly bulldozed by a sensory onslaught. I can see the curl of her long lashes, the gleam of her eyes, every perfect tapered point of every hair, the subtle curve of her lips. I stagger backwards, fighting against the images in my head. I need to get a hold of myself. This is Elizabeth. She's always been pretty. Why let it mess with me now? In a shaky attempt to cover my slip-up, I shove a bill forward. Keep the change. Elizabeth elegantly plucks the bill from my hand, and before I can process what's happening, she's wrapped her fingers around my collar, pulling me forward. For a few painful seconds, she stays there, her lips an inch from my jawline. Keep what change? You didn't give me enough in the first place. She releases me and I glance at the bill I've handed her. Only 1,000 yen. Crap, she's right. I feel a blush flare on my cheeks as I slide another bill to her. The corners of her mouth pull up just slightly. Careful, wouldn't want everyone to know that you're actually poor, would ya? Yeah. She's genuinely amused as she passes me my order and bustles off to make my smoothie. I hate to admit it, but she doesn't look bad when she smiles. Ugh, get a grip, Yama. This is the Elizabeth who hounded you all of last year. The Elizabeth who keeps butting into things that aren't her business. The Elizabeth who believes that everything is in her control. That Elizabeth. Back to my senses, I select a butter croissant and throw the other 2 pastries in my backpack. There's not much to do, so I follow Elizabeth to the blenders. Apparently she's recovered because her face is set to its default disapproving scowl. What are you doing? Eating a croissant? Stop staring! You know, your workstation has windows for a reason. And that reason is not for you to stare at me like a pervert. What about an admiring fanboy? Blimey, you're insufferable. I can't help but chuckle as a tinge of English leaks through her accent. So are you actually from England? Why are you asking me all these questions? I'm bored and you're taking a long time to make my smoothie? Maybe it wouldn't take so long if you wouldn't stop distracting me. Maybe you need to learn how to actually focus. She huffily slams the lid down on the blender and starts it up. The whir of the machine blurs the sound between us. Oh dear me, I would like some tea and crumpets! Elizabeth's shoulders tighten in clear annoyance. Tally-ho, old sport! What say you to some fish and chips? The blender picks up speed until it begins to whine. The weather is positively ghastly today, is it not? Then the blender stops. Elizabeth wordlessly pours the mixture into a cup and caps it, handing it over the window. Firstly, I was born and raised in Japan, just like everyone else. Secondly, just because you're not bilingual doesn't mean you have to mock people who are. She tears the wrapper off the end of the straw and sticks it roughly in the smoothie. Have a nice day. Come again. With that, she strides into the back room, leaving me by myself. I actually feel uneasy as I settle into a corner. I'd expected Elizabeth to lash out at me, just like every other time. But she was calm, honest, even if clearly annoyed. Is her heritage a weak spot? Did I bring up something that should have been left alone? Furthermore, why am I letting it bother me? She's never showed me any mercy, not on the days where I just wanted to be left alone. The days where life almost wasn't worth it. Shouldn't I do the same? As I bite into my croissant, hoping to distract myself with its taste, the door of the cafe swings open. Shigure storms in, the tiny manifestation of fury as she clutches her phone against her ear, barking into its mouthpiece. As I previously explicated, the situation now merits further scrutiny. Have you compiled the informative analysis of the extraction methods? Your errant incompetence disgusts me. Trust that you shall be receiving a visitation from your supervising officer within the next 24 hours. Good day. She angrily shuts her phone and stuffs it in her pocket. Only then do her eyes land on me. Ah, Ishiyama. At least someone with a manageable quantity of incompetence. Nice to see you too, I guess. Show me the receipt of your purchase. Purchase? For your pastries. I almost asked her why, but decided to shut up and give her the receipt. She promptly marches to the counter, taps her wallet against the card receiver, and marches back with 1,300 in change. She slides us to my side of the table with an expectant look. You need me to buy coffee for you? This is reimbursement. As your supervisor, I am treating you for this meeting. Oh, thanks. I'm honestly surprised. She came across as the type of person to make me pay for both of us, actually. Now, regarding tonight's mission. Mission? Indeed, one of my asinine colleagues mislaid a pivotal dossier within the 6th district of Isamu, yeah. Whatever. The 6th out of 9 districts, also known as the District of Drugs, Gangs, and General Mayhem, where little children ought not to go. I think I know where this is headed. Your assignment is to retrieve it. Tonight. Yeah, I saw that one coming. And why would I do this? The better inquiry is, what abhorrent consequence shall befall you if you do not? That stalls me for a moment, but I managed to think up a passable reply. Clearly nothing too terrible since you needed me to get it for you instead of going yourself. Funnily enough, instead of lashing out at this remark, Shigure only seems impressed. Perhaps she'll pass after all. Pass? The dossier's whereabouts are currently being established. I shall contact you with additional instructions at a later time. I didn't even say I would do this. I doubt that availability is an issue. How does she... No, I'm not even going to ask. Not having a schedule conflict doesn't mean that I'll take it. Then consider it your municipal burden. But I never agreed to... Do you not wish to be something? To be someone extraordinary, to do something significant with your inconsequential existence. Then it is settled. Stay in touch. She abruptly tilts her cap and storms out of the cafe, leaving me in stunned silence. I return to my apartment, feeling an unusual kinship with on-call military personnel. At this moment, everything is peaceful and quiet, to the point of boredom. But the more I wait, the ansier I get, like a ball of energy is tangled up inside me. I'd almost like to just go and get it over with, but District 6 is huge. There's no way I could find it without at least some general guidelines. I'd be going to the sketchiest area of the city with no backup, no support, no health insurance. Heck, this is probably illegal for Shigure to do. Whatever. It'd be interesting and helpful, apparently. Since I have some free time right now, maybe I should. Governor Mecker would be a nice break from today's insanity. I turn off the lights and settle back on my couch, fixing my eyes on the laptop screen. I can't wait to see this. President Jay Graves is sifting through paperwork on a cardboard desk. Behind him is a blurry backdrop of... Is it the White House? This background has been blurred due to copyright issues. If I squint, I can read the caption at the bottom right corner stating this background has been blurred. God damn it, I didn't mean to do that. Due to copyright issues. He sifts through paperwork for a good 5 minutes, maybe more. It's not exciting, to say the least. I'm just about to close the video out of boredom when there's a huge crash, and his door explodes with a clearly fake explosion. Hailing in a group of 5 women? No, men? Each of them bears an open blazer in some eye-burning neon color and atrocities for skinny jeans hiked up to their hips. Okay, I've seen this one, so it's not like if you just say don't choose to watch the first or second time, and you only say chose to watch this 3rd episode, you'd always see this one. So it's not like, you know, if you know what I mean? Like, they set it up, like, obviously. So, like, if you only watch the 2nd episode, you only see it the 2nd episode. As opposed to, like, you know, depending on what you choose, whenever you choose it to watch it the first time, you'd get that 1st episode. Does that make sense, what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. So I obviously, the 2nd time, when I was playing this on my own, chose to study instead of watching it. Because I remember this episode, but I don't remember the taco one. Anyway. And their hair, long and silky to their shoulders, or awkward curls and a crown over their heads, or messy waves that fall over their eyes until you wonder how they can see straight. President Graves calmly sets aside a stack of paperwork, folds his hand together, and evaluates the unusual group. Can I help you, sirs? The 5 strangers suddenly strike dramatic poses, hands on hips, pointing to nowhere, fake karate stances, even miming a teapot. One of them steps forward, shaking his head like he's in a shampoo commercial. Words spew from his lips in rhythmic rap. We are the group called K-Ox. If you want to live, then you better flee. K-Ox? Oh, Cox. Not Cox, K-Ox. I am the leader. Gooch Minum. Bless you. No, that is my name. Gooch Minum, the leader of K-Ox. Suddenly the other members leap in front of him, crouching to the ground in another dramatic pose. The best band in the world! The best band the world has got! Hit us with your best shot! Dazzling fan service. Plastic enhancers. And top-notch dancers. You're a K-pop boy band. Yes, we are a K-pop band, and we demand a tour Academia to increase our loyal fan base. Certainly not. Academians are free peoples. I will not allow them to be bound to you. The members suddenly jump in synchronization, pounding into the ground in some neo-interpretive dance move. When they stand again, they're singing in jazzy 5-part harmony. Ooh, baby, no you didn't. Nothing can stand in our way. Ooh, baby, gotta get with it. You're in for a world of pain. I'm not actually gonna sing because I sing terribly, so that's as good as it's gonna get. President Graves falls to his knees, clutching his ears in agony. The singing! It's hypnotic! Cover Mecca, mobilize! The backdrop, which has been wavering precariously for a solid 5 minutes, tips over as the president's robot bursts into the scene, revealing a very ordinary-looking background. I'm not sure whether to be exasperated or impressed at the fact that none of the actors seem fazed. Oh, you poor fool! I'll take more than that simple tool. It'll take more than that simple tool. Go, fangirls! I choose you! Oh, God. He flings out his arm, and a huge crowd of preteen girls swarm from off-screen, screaming and waving picket signs and surrounding the poor model robot. The robot, now that I get a closer look, it seems like it was built from tin cans, collapsed beneath their weight. No! What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Really? The president staggers to his feet, his mouth set in a grimace. Give me liberty, or give me death! He reaches into his oversized suit and whips out some awkward contraption that looks like the bastard child of an electric guitar and a shotgun. He slams down on the strings, shaking his hair back and forth, which would have been more impressive if it wasn't cropped so close to his skull. The song sounds oddly like America's national anthem, if the anthem was hard metal, that is. Oh, say, can you see my fodder truck and electric guitar? The members of Chaos quickly clamp their hands against their ears and raise their voices until they're screaming in 5-part harmony. Your eyes, nose, lips, your touch that once could touch us. It's hopeless now. They start throwing little containers of, is that eyeliner? At the president, who repels them with the sweep of his guitar. What so proudly we hailed as the Coxes burst screaming. I'm sorry, I need a minute. Sorry. You'll be proven. Wrongest, baby. President Graves jerks the end of his guitar and a spray of poorly green screen bullets flies toward Chaos. In one fluid motion, Gooch Meenum reaches into his pocket, uncaps a small container of hair gel, and wraps his hand around his bangs until his hair turns into a spike. With a swing of his head, the bullets bounce harmlessly off his hair lance. Opum new hairstyle! President Graves staggers to his knees as the Chaos members jump in place. No! Is this the power of a viral video? With trembling fingers, he taps the electric guitar. Suddenly, Yahiko in his trusty blonde wig and pink dress materializes out of nowhere. Haters gonna hate! I'm just gonna shake! Singing Taylor Swift. He starts spasming like a lunatic, emitting pulses of energy that fling chaos into the sky. It looks so realistic that I find myself wondering if it actually happened during filming. No! Chaos blasting off again! As they disappear with a convenient twinkle, clearly added in post-production, President Graves pats Yahiko on the shoulder. Good job, Tater Miffed. Taylor Swift, Tater Miffed. Thanks to you, Akarima will sleep in peace. As the ending credits roll, a voice in the background proclaims that any resemblance to persons living or dead is purely coincidental. Yeah, sure. I lounge against the sofa and stare into the ceiling, flipping my phone idly in my hands. I should study, or cook, or clean, or do something productive. It all sounds so painful. That's pretty much my daily life. I'll just sit here for a moment. Sit here and do nothing. I suck. Yeah! This is the address. I've appended directions that a toddler could follow. Rest in the knowledge that if you miraculously manage to lose your way, you will possess an intellect inferior to a toddler. Or perhaps it is already the case. Should I just go now? It's not like I have anything better to do. And setting up early might give me some crucial information or something. Who knows? Alright, so I'm actually going to wrap this part here now that he's off on his adventure. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.